Minister, it is so important that everyone has access to justice, and that our courts are properly resourced to deliver on government priorities such as the planning and environmental court and new family courts. Last year, I encountered one district court where there were 111 separate child law and private family law applications before the court. This volume of cases is disastrous for children and families affected by delays and timely access to the courts, and it is a massive burden on the court. The programme for government recognises that the family court system must be reformed to ensure that proceedings involving children are dealt with in a manner that recognises the unique vulnerability and needs of children. I think that prioritises that this is so important because, Minister, this is part of the bill, and it is absolutely vital, and I really want to welcome that. Having an efficient court system that provides timely access to justice is of central importance to society. The court exists to protect our rights and uphold the rule of law. At some point, we are all likely to have reason to interact with the court system. When we do, it is important that we experience an efficient, fair and timely service that is equal to access to all, so everyone has the same access, and I think that's so important that we all see this in our court system. On the point, one particular point, Minister, the Rape Crisis Network have called for the regulation of court experts, particularly in family courts where matters happen in camera. I do hope that with the increase in the judicial resources will be complemented by the ongoing implementation of the far-reaching court service, and I know its modernisation plans for which additional funding has been provided in 2023, as well as the strategic reform to our court operations, including the frequency, location and management of our courts. I would like to add to this that we extend support to families and victims who need assistance in navigating the court system. It is a priority for the Department of Justice that the courts are resourced to administer justice efficiently and effectively. This is central to providing access to justice. I know, Minister, look, resourcing seems to be a huge issue in our justice system, and one issue I really want to highlight today is the resourcing of our coronial justice system. And this happened only last week to someone that I know very well. Recently, I was very concerned to hear of a strain on a system in Dublin, and that had an incredible distressing impact on families with loved ones awaiting a post-mortem or a coronial assistance. Our coroners around the country need greater resources too, so that the part they play in the justice system is a robust one. And you have to say, Minister, they are all under pressure, and I would ask that you would particularly look at this too. This bill allows for an increase in the number of judges in the District Court, Circuit Court, High Court and Court Appeal, and this will be implemented, the recommendations from both the report of the Judicial Working Plan Group and the OECD. It will also mean that our court system will be less under strain, as we have seen it suffer in the past. And again, like previous speakers, Minister, I want to welcome your work in this, but also I really want to welcome the new judges now that we will have, and I think that's so important. I also want to welcome the programme of change initiatives, and certainly for the district and circuit sittings. Now, Minister, I want to ask about 5 days a week sitting. I know, like in my own area, courts, maybe they sit one day or whatever. So I would ask a review of the circuit court geographically areas and other changes that will make access to justice more streamlined. And I think that's important. Again, as a Carlow woman, and I want to bring up the issues there. A few years ago, we had got a commitment that the Loughlin Bridge Garda station would be opened, and I would ask that you would look at that and talk to I know I'm just bringing it up under this, Minister. And the other thing I want to ask you about is we have the most beautiful courthouse in Carlow. It's a beautiful building. And I know it's not kind of in your remit, but I've been working with OPW as well, and I've been given commitment on the railings around the courthouse for years and years. While a small part of it was done, there's a lot more to do. So I would ask maybe that you would see if you could do anything to help me on that, because again, look, this bill is really welcome. I want to say well done on the work that you've done, and I will be fully supporting of this. Thank you so much.